I want to tell you a story today. Not just any story, but one that deeply changed how I see myself, my health, and even the world around me. And it didn't come from a best-selling book or a viral video. It came from a quiet, simple afternoon with a man I once knew. Someone who had more wisdom in his silence than many have in their speeches. His name was Daniel. A gentle soul. Not famous, not flashy, just one of those people who seemed to carry peace with him wherever he went, like it followed him around. We were sitting on an old bench in a garden. It was autumn, the air was crisp, golden leaves swirled lazily around our feet. And that's when he said something I'll never forget. He turned to me, smiled gently, and said, "Your thoughts create your physical experience." At first, I thought he was being poetic. Maybe a little too philosophical. I mean, I understood that mindset matters, but create my physical experience? Really? And then he went on. He said, "You know, most people chase what they've been taught to call success, money, status, possessions, control. They believe that once they finally get that house, that car, that promotion, they'll feel peace, feel happy, feel free." He paused, letting the words sink in. "But I've learned," he said, "that the greatest success is actually something much simpler and far more powerful. Joy." I listened more closely now. He continued, "Money, of course, can enhance joy. So can nice things. There's no shame in desiring comfort. But the foundation of lasting joy, the kind that doesn't shake with external changes, is a body that feels good. And a mind that is at peace. That, my friend, is the real wealth." Daniel leaned back, looking at the trees above. Then he said something that stayed with me forever. "You experience life through your body. Every single moment is filtered through it. If your body feels energized, healthy, or even just comfortable, life feels different. Even pain becomes more bearable, conversations more meaningful, food tastes better, the world feels lighter." He smiled at me and added, "But if your body is heavy with fatigue, clouded with pain, or flooded with stress, even the good things can seem dull." And he was right. Think about it, haven't you noticed that when you're physically well, you're more patient, more hopeful, more open to life? But when you're unwell, anxious, or in pain, everything feels like a burden. But Daniel wasn't done. He said, "Here's the part most people miss. The way you feel in your body isn't just caused by food or sleep or exercise, though those matter too. It's deeply connected to your thoughts. Your inner narrative. What you believe, what you expect, what you focus on." I must have looked skeptical, because he leaned forward and said softly, "It works both ways. A good feeling body promotes better thoughts. But more importantly, better thoughts create a better feeling body." He explained that when we think fearfully, critically, or hopelessly, our body responds with tension, with stress hormones, with tight muscles, shallow breathing, or fatigue. But when we think gently, when we choose thoughts of relief, hope, or kindness, the body shifts. The chemistry changes. The breath slows. Healing begins. Then Daniel told me about a woman he once knew, Maria. Maria had struggled with a chronic illness for years. Doctors helped, but nothing brought lasting relief. She spent most of her time managing symptoms, trying diets, treatments, anything. But what made the biggest difference wasn't a pill, it was a thought. One day, in the quiet of her frustration, Maria whispered to herself, "I don't have to fix everything right now. I just need to find a moment of peace today." It was small, but something inside her softened. She began making space for thoughts like that, thoughts that gave her relief instead of resistance. She stopped fighting her body and started listening to it. appreciating it, thanking it for doing its best. She didn't magically heal overnight, but gradually, her body responded to her new inner world. She began to feel better, not just physically, but in her spirit. And that's when Daniel looked me in the eyes and said something simple but profound. You don't need perfect health to find peace. But if you find peace, you open the door to better health. That moment changed how I saw everything. I realized how often I was fighting myself, my body, my mind, thinking I needed to fix things before I could feel better. But what if the opposite was true? What if the first step wasn't to change the body, but to gently guide the mind? So now, I try to live a little differently. When I wake up feeling off, I don't immediately panic or pile on guilt. I pause. I ask, what's a kinder thought I can think right now? I try to find one thought that feels even slightly better than the last. And I remember Daniel's words, your thoughts shape your reality. You're not just experiencing life, you're creating it. So to you, who may be tired, overwhelmed, or searching for relief, I offer this. You don't have to solve everything today. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start with a better feeling thought. That's where healing begins. That's where power lives. And that's how your mind begins to create your world, starting with your body. If this message spoke to you, hold it close. Let it echo quietly in the background of your days. And the next time your body feels heavy, or your heart feels tired, ask yourself not, what's wrong with me? But instead, what's the kindest, most relieving thought I can reach for right now? Because from that thought, everything can begin to change.